I have witnessed a community that does not have the signs that do not allow them to enter a restaurant or go into a public bathroom, but instead a society that has other signs of facial expressions, distasteful remarks, comments, ignoring. All because they have to accommodate to the needs, to the mere happiness of those less able. For years, this population, in this very country of ours, in our history, you don't have to look back too far. These individuals were and many times are still educated separately, eat separately, and even lived separately. Individuals have been sent to institutions for the mere fact that they are cognitively less able or socially unable. Yes, there have been changes and efforts to change these things, but most, if not all, were led by parents who came before me. And much like the civil rights movements before them, these legal challenges vary from state to state. There are still those who have not been given an informed choice to leave institutions. And still others who live in states where that is not even an option. There are places still where my children, and children like them, are not welcome to fly in a plane, to watch a movie in the movie theater, or to just come and exist among children of their own age without being treated like a nuisance or deceased. It's still hard for individuals like my children to be given the opportunity of gainful employment and are therefore chained to the poverty and shackles of public benefits. We must scrupulously guard the civil rights and civil liberties of all citizens, whatever their background. We must remember that any oppression, any injustice, any hatred is a wedge designed to attack our civilization. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Washington, D.C., 1940. It was in a recent trip to Washington, D.C., where not only did I get to step in the footsteps of one of my great heroes at the Reflection Pond, but also where I realized the full force of the struggle and the leadership of another hero of mine, President Franklin Roosevelt. It was his memorial where I witnessed the wisdom, the efforts of another great man, a man who himself had experienced disability and exclusion, who even felt the need to never take a picture of his legs or of his wheelchair because it would cost him the presidency. Then I realized that my role truly was to change the whole of my society. I have seen through these men how one person can make a difference. I am such a person. Someone must speak for those who do not have a voice to speak for themselves. My life will therefore be forever driven by my legislative and judicial pursuit, both locally and federally, for this equality and voice for all. And for those who may not know the language, to those that have none. So even though times right now are tough, there is nothing that cannot be overcome. We must have faith that equality of needs, equality of service, equality of life. Because without these funds, without these services, without this entitlement we have in California, I want this to be very clear. Without these services, my children will never be able to have that equality of life. If these services that allow them to just come close, just a smidge close to being able to live the life that I take for single day. And those ideals must be maintained and fought for, no matter what the economic days that lie ahead. You are the community, and you shape it. It is only within each of you, striving for your dreams, that will never hold back what you can do and what can be done. So I end this with another phrase that I say to remind myself that the most important step in times like these or in any other time is to have faith. It's a phrase by the Basil King. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. Never give up on what your next step is. Never stop striving for more, no matter what. Never stop demanding equality. And as my hero, President Roosevelt, once said, we know that equality of individual ability has never existed and never will. But we do insist that equality of opportunity still must be sought. Equality of opportunity must be achieved.